This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
Alrighty then, your one-stop shopping for everything related to Georgia agriculture. However, all sales are final, no returns once you get done watching the show. All kidding aside, welcome to the program. Ray DeLessio flying solo this week, and as always, we have got a great show for you. Coming up, it's yet another feather in the cap of Georgia FFA. The fact that not one but two of their members have been awarded FFA's highest honor. It's that time of year again. Time for Georgia Farm Bureau's annual Quality Hay Award. John HOLCOMB profiles the latest winner and tells us why they were so humbled to win the award. Plus, what to do with all those Thanksgiving leftovers. If you need some ideas, well, we have some suggestions. Meals from the Field and more starts right now on the Farm Monitor. The American Star Award, the FFA's highest distinction, is given annually to 4 individuals by the National FFA Association in recognition of their superior SAE projects. These two Georgia women, who are both currently UGA students, received half of those awards this year. Damon Jones now with more on their incredible achievement.
Receiving an American degree is considered the gold standard within the FFA organization, as it's awarded to less than 1% of its members. Of those, just 4 are recognized with an American Star Award each year at the National Convention. And Georgia was well represented as Oconee County's Marin Lonnie took home the honor in agri-science for her 9 years of research on sustainable solutions for rural communities, while Colquitt County's Caitlin Hart won the agribusiness category. It's an honor that she says was truly a team effort.
This award was not just meant for me, it was for my family, it was for my parents, my brother, my ag teacher, Ms. Adrienne Smith. It was for my community of Moultrie, Georgia, who supported me as a sophomore in high school, as well as the Athens community when I came here as a college student. And so to have my name called was just an overwhelming sense of joy, because it, like I said, not just for me, it wasn't just one person, it was a multitude of people who deserved to be called an American Star.
This award culminates the 6 years of hard work and perseverance that went into growing her business Kate's Blossoms, which started out as a way to make some money doing something she loved.
It truly started off as just a part-time job because I had such a busy schedule, I couldn't have the normal part-time job. And over time, by word of mouth and my passion for the industry of floral design, a lot of people wanted me to decorate and design for their special occasions. And so word of mouth took off, and one thing led to another, and I have a business 6 years later.
And took off might be an understatement, as Hart literally built her company from the ground up. And this is just the beginning.
So it started out as 0 customers. I had 0 knowledge, 0 customers, and 0 materials. And so now, 6 years later, I've served over 200 customers in Moultrie, Georgia, as well as Athens, Georgia. I've been able to design over 1,000 arrangements, done over 12 weddings. The highlight has been to decorate and design for the Georgia Governor's Mansion. And this is just the start, and I can't wait to graduate from the University of Georgia in the spring and continue on growing my business.
As for where all this passion comes from, it's a desire to bring a little bit of happiness into people's lives.
I get to create their magical experiences, their one-of-a-lifetime moments. I get to create their Pinterest board into a reality for their wedding. I get to send a sympathy arrangement when they're hurting. I get to bring joy when I make a delivery to their front door. And so it's really just the people aspect, because a business is nothing without its people, and I'm really blessed for the community that I have.
All this despite getting a late start in the FFA program, which Hart believes should be encouraging to other members when they start feeling a little discouraged.
I mean, I so many times could have given up as a 10th grader. Most FFA members start when they're in 6th grade, and so I had the unique opportunity to start when I was a sophomore, and if that was not already a defeating challenge of I'm starting too late to be involved and to be an American Star, but I can vividly remember the day that I looked at my ag teacher and said, I want to be an American Star in the 10th grade, and I made it happen. So I would just encourage everyone to never give up. I feel like winning this award it goes out to the entrepreneurs, the ones who think they've started too late in FFA, the ones who love floral design and the horticulture industry. Just, it's your moment to shine. Go chase your dream.
Reporting from Clark County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Well, from one award to another, this one recognizing excellence in hay production. As John HOLCOMB reports, the annual winner not only gets plenty of bragging rights, but also a very useful prize.
Down in Turner County recently, hard work and dedication was being rewarded as Jeff Lamb, a hay producer, was being shown the ropes of this new Vermeer round baler on behalf of his father, Doyle, who won this year's GFB hay contest, an annual statewide competition that rewards the producer that grows and bales the best quality hay.
Georgia has about 4 million acres of forages, and this contest helps our growers, pushes our growers to grow better quality hay. So the better quality hay, you get better quality silage also and better quality pastures, and that helps the overall production of our animals in the state.
The Lambs, who are beef cattle and hay producers, were no doubt humbled by winning this year's contest and say it's a testament of their faith and the hard work they put forth each and every day.
It does mean a lot. It's humbling in a way, knowing so many good producers have entered this contest, and we was blessed enough to win it, and Daddy was, and I was blessed enough a few years ago to win it myself. So it's a testament to hard work and most importantly the blessings of the Lord. You know, we can fertilize, we can put out lime and spray, but without the Lord sending us the sunshine and the rain, you know, we're nothing. And so all the glory goes to Him. And like I said, a lot of hard work, a lot of behind the scenes. Just like any farmer, whether they're picking peanuts or cotton or corn, yeah, it's nice to make a great yield, but it don't start right there.
Being the top winners of the contest, the Lambs, of course, get to use this top-of-the-line Vermeer baler for 1 year on their operation that's equipped with the latest and greatest equipment and technology that's designed to help them be more efficient, both with their time and their bottom line.
Efficiency really comes down through the DNA of this baler. From the start, when engineers and product managers were looking into some of the background of what a customer wants out of the machine, was efficiency, and that is, how do we keep them in the seat operating more often? How do we look into the critical items such as net, fuel consumption on the tractor, wrap time, and different features, auto grease for that matter. How does those help the customer stay in the field without having downtime? And a lot of those are just through our interface, through our monitor, and those different features that can be added on quite easily across the whole 604R range. So with the 604R that Jeff Lamb here has been running for the season alongside his dad Doyle, we try to provide them with a machine that equips them to do more. We provide them the ability to meter net that goes onto the bale, so that's more efficiency, less wasted net in the season. We provide them with a camless pickup, so faster travel times through the field when permitted with the field conditions and the crop quality. Then we also have onboard density, so we can really meter how dense are the bales being formed into and how much crop can we put into one package, which ultimately, if they're not selling them outbound, they want to have as least count of bales, so that way they obviously don't waste net and they handle it with more efficiency throughout the season.
Reporting in Ashburn for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
John, thanks so much. After the break, what to do with all those Thanksgiving leftovers, right? Yeah, the million-dollar question. We've got the answer. Meals from the Field when the Farm Monitor continues. Stay tuned. Well, Turkey Day might be over, but we are still in the season of giving thanks. So first off, thank you for staying with the Farm Monitor and for tuning in to another edition of Meals from the Field. And as always, we are thankful this holiday season, thankful for the great, the wonderful Marcia Crowley. Yes. Good to see you again, Marcia. I am always thankful to see you every single month.
I'm thankful to do this.
I am. So as we mentioned, Thanksgiving is over. But really, the holidays are just kind of ramping up here.
Ramping up.
And, you know, guests may have left, or they may have extended their stay longer than you wanted them to.
Or they may be coming back.
Or they might be coming back. So you got to figure out ways to feed them. And you came up with a great brunch idea today. And you can hear that sizzle.
That sizzle.
What do we have?
Okay, the first thing we're going to do is English muffin breakfast pizzas. And I've already got sizzling in here, which you can hear. Onion and red pepper, but really with this recipe you can put in whatever you want. We're going to add to that some crumbled bacon and some crumbled sausage. I don't think we need all of that, but
I'll throw it in.
what the heck. So you're really just reheating the bacon and the sausage.
Okay.
Let that heat up a little bit. And these are, like I said, you can put whatever you want in here. You can leave out all the meat. You can leave out the veggies. You can just do cheese and sausage, just like you would a pizza, but in the breakfast mode. Let me turn that up just a little bit. There. All right. Then you're going to add to that 4 eggs, and you need to allow 1 egg per person per muffin. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so these are just scrambled eggs, and I didn't add any salt because there's obviously salt in the sausage and the bacon. So you're just going to scramble those up. And this is, obviously you would have to do this part ahead of time, but you could go ahead and cook the bacon and cook the sausage and do all that good stuff. Okay.
Little Tabasco sauce
Little
in
Tabasco
there, maybe some red hot
sauce.
sauce.
Like I said, I didn't add any spices. You could add tomato.
And then you just take the finished product that's in the pan and you just slap it on the English muffin,
You
right?
slap it on an English muffin,
right.
yep. And then you're going to put it under the broiler. Let me go ahead and turn that off because we got more cooking to do. I'm going to put it under the broiler with some mozzarella cheese on it. And you have a breakfast pizza English muffin.
Dare I say yum.
They're pretty good. They were a hit when I tried them. A little bit of mozzarella cheese, whatever kind of cheese you want.
And just slap that in the broiler.
And just slap that in the broiler.
All right.
I'm going to move this.
There's one down.
Okay, let me turn this off. Okay, that's done. All right, the next thing, these are pick-up breakfast bars, like you just pick them up on the run kind of thing. All right, this is 3 cups of frozen hash browns, a cup and a half of diced ham, which you probably going to have some ham left
Sure.
over, you know.
I didn't think about that on that breakfast English muffin. How about a little
How
leftover
about that?
turkey? Maybe some turkey on there if you got
Yeah,
some.
exactly.
There you go.
This is salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. A cup and a half of any kind of cheese you want. This happens to be cheddar jack. You can mix that up. And 4 eggs. And you just stir this up and put it in a pan and bake it. And when it's good cold, better hot, but very, very easy. And then you could use this with a side for your English muffins if you wanted. It's got all your veggies in there. It'd be a good veggie breakfast, wouldn't it? Potatoes and peppers and
double
onion.
the protein in there as
Yeah.
well. So then
Okay.
that one's down. And
Last but not least,
then the unhealthy stuff.
it's not too bad. This is a blueberry coffee cake. And this is 2 cups of flour that I have taken 2 tablespoons out of. The reason I do that is you want to toss the blueberries in 2 tablespoons of flour. That helps it, the blueberries to be more even in the cake dough.
Okay.
And keeps them from bursting. And you're going to add all this back into there. All right, then we're going to add our wet ingredients, which are milk, cup of milk, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. This really makes it moist. A teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of lemon zest, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. And you're basically going to mix all this up and add it to the dry ingredients. And I put mine in a bundt pan because I just like the look of it. It makes it a little dressier.
Move this out of the way so you can bring that out of that way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mix this with the dry ingredients. And gently fold in the blueberries when you get this mixed up. And you could do, this has a streusel topping on it, which it'll be on the website.
Okay.
It's basically pecans, brown sugar, butter, the usual suspects. All right, and gently fold in these blueberries.
How do you fold blueberries when they're round? Explain that to me.
You just stir them in gently, not vigorously.
You know I had to give you a hard
I know
time.
you did. There's a sitcom, and
So
One of the-
holiday-like of me.
that's it. That's it. Like I said, in a bundt pan, 375 for about 20-30 minutes till it starts to brown, and then you're going to put that streusel topping on top of it. Obviously, that's why it's called a topping.
And the delicious finished product. I will say I have not had any of this yet, but I can't wait. And of course, folks, you can make all this in the comforts of your kitchen by logging on to farm-monitor.com. If your guests are coming back or they haven't left yet, we promise you they will enjoy all these recipes and they will think that you are a master chef like the great Marcia Crowley. So, Marcia, as always, good to see you.
Good to see you,
Happy
Ray.
holidays
Happy
to
holidays.
you, and happy holidays to everybody out there. And we will see you next month. Well, sometimes pruning those crepe myrtles can do more harm than good. Up next, Extension Specialist Paul Pugliese on what you should do in order to get the fullest bloom possible.
Welcome to Ag Lab. Today, our question is, what are bioplastics? Bioplastics are plastics made wholly or partially from biological materials like plants, microbes like yeast, or other types of renewable biomass sources. Bioplastics can be made with corn, sugarcane, rice straw, vegetable oils, wood chips, even sawdust. By contrast, conventional plastics are made from fossil fuel-based substances such as petroleum and natural gas, which are non-renewable and therefore finite resources. Over time, conventional plastics have become versatile, durable, and inexpensive, and most of the plastic we use is conventional plastic. However, the production and disposal of conventional plastics are not sustainable, so it is important to replace plastics with materials that are sustainable and environmentally friendly. Bioplastics rely on natural, renewable, and often inexpensive raw materials like starches, proteins, or cellulose. Bioplastic production significantly reduces greenhouse gas emissions and reliance on non-renewable energy consumption. They are also biodegradable. As a result, many types of bioplastics are produced with low carbon footprints, especially in comparison with their fossil fuel counterparts, which can take hundreds of years to break down and end up endangering wildlife and polluting communities around the world. Bioplastics encourages the development of a circular economy, which aims to eliminate waste and regenerate our natural resources by circulating existing materials and products throughout the system. This helps us get to our goal of zero waste. Here at the USDA ARS, we're leading the way to a more sustainable future by designing products that can be recycled, repurposed, and reused. In Peoria, Illinois, we're developing sustainable and commercially viable bioplastics made from agricultural materials like beets, corn, and soybean oil. In Albany, California, we're creating compostable one-time use containers and drinking straws from biomass, which is the leftover crops after harvest. In Stoneville, Mississippi, we're developing a new bioplastic-based spray to fight fungal toxins that can contaminate common crops like corn and peanuts. You can find out more about bioplastics and how we're working on developing more environmentally sustainable solutions by visiting our website and searching for bioproducts research. We look forward to seeing you next time. For Ag Lab, I'm Kelly Harmon.
Hi, I'm Paul Pugliese with the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension. Today I want to share with you some problems with crepe myrtles that I see a lot of times throughout the state of Georgia and pretty much everywhere I go. This is one of my personal pet peeves. We see a lot of trees that are pruned improperly, especially crepe myrtles. In this particular case, what we see is people will prune them very aggressively in the wintertime to try to keep them a certain height. And so they'll go in and they'll literally cut off all the branches on a tree like this. And again, this is a standard crepe myrtle that can get 20 to 30 feet tall. And when you do that, what happens is you'll actually get a lot of suckers and new growth that'll come out in the springtime. A lot of people assume that you have to do that to get big blooms on crepe myrtles, but in fact, you don't have to prune crepe myrtles to get blooms. In fact, they will bloom perfectly fine without any pruning at all. And in some cases, what we see is problems with the branches that come out are very succulent and very aggressive, and they'll actually start to bend, especially with the weight of a bloom in the summertime. And then they start, hitting people in the face, next to a sidewalk or near your house, and they become problematic. And so every year it's this sort of vicious cycle that you come back and you try to prune it again to keep it a certain height, and it's this endless cycle of pruning and dealing with these branches that are hitting you in the face essentially. Some other problems with hard aggressive pruning, this young tender succulent growth is going to be much more susceptible to insects such as aphids and diseases like powdery mildew on crepe myrtles. And so again, that's something that you're really asking for more problems when you do that type of pruning. Also, the more you prune, the more you have to prune because you're going to have more branches that are going to come out, and that just creates more work for you the next year. And so in just a minute, we're going to take a look at some other crepe myrtles across town where the pruning was actually done properly. So this is a great example of standard tree form crepe myrtles. These are some of the most beautiful landscape trees that you could have in your garden or your landscape, and they're very popular trees to have around municipal areas like sidewalks and street side plantings and that sort of thing. With some of the standard tree form crepe myrtles, they can get as much as 20 to 30 feet tall, as you can see behind me here. And in this particular case, they were never pruned, and they're some of the most beautiful trees. If you don't prune them, they will have this sort of vase-shaped canopy appearance. And in so doing, the canopy is high enough that you can easily walk by on the sidewalk or drive by without the branches hitting your car or people. And so that's one of the great things about a crepe myrtle is it's a very versatile tree if you allow it to become a tree in this particular case. Now realize too that there are many varieties of crepe myrtles that are out there in the landscape industry. There are some that'll get, again, 20 to 30 feet tall. And then there's some that may only get maybe 8 to 10 feet tall. Those are what we call semi-dwarf crepe myrtles. If you're looking for a variety that's going to be low maintenance, that doesn't have a lot of insect or disease problems, we prefer or highly recommend a lot of the Native American varieties. Those that have Native American names tend to have less problems with powdery mildew. So tend to look for those. And again, it's all about choosing the right plant for the right place. And it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to prune that plant and keep it a particular size. So again, it's all about putting that right plant in the right place. If you have any questions about plant selection or what types of trees that are appropriate to plant here in Georgia, call your local county extension office at 1-800-ASK-UGA1 or go to our website at ugaextension.com and continue to follow us on the Georgia Farm Monitor.
Paul, thanks so much, and thank you for making this show possible. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Stay safe. Have a great week.